And I want you to turn to number 7 in your packet. If you look in your packet, we're going to look at picture number 7. So these are 4 different pictures. And it's spanning over the course of almost 10 or 15 miles, you can see here. So this is at sea level, and there's a reason it's called sea level, because it's level. The sea is not curving, it's level completely throughout the world. So this is at sea level. You see that the horizon is flat. And then you go up a little more. This is at ground level. The horizon, you see the horizon is flat. And then you go over here. This is a different part on the ground also, a different part of the world. You see how it's flat? And then the top picture is above the clouds, but do you see how the horizon is also flat? Why is it flat? As no matter where you go, no matter how high you go up on the earth, and you can find these videos online. I'm going to make a documentary about this sermon, these 2 sermons, and I'm going to show you video. But why is it flat as you go higher and higher and higher? It's because the earth is a flat surface. So the horizon will rise with you, and it will remain flat no matter what field of view you are seeing. Because remind you, we talked about how all the converging lines of your vision going down a hallway. So the ground continues to look flat when it is flat, and all the reason that the horizon will raise with you is because the way that you're looking, you're continually just looking farther and farther distances away, but it's always flat because it's a flat surface. If the earth was curved, the higher you got, the more curvature you would see. Because you're getting more and more farther away from a flat surface. So when you're just looking in front of you, everything looks flat, and you shouldn't see that much curvature if you were on a curved earth, yes. But as you get higher, or as you look farther, and as you look broader, like if you ever look at the sea, you should see curvature. You should begin to see that. And especially when you get into higher buildings, like you don't have to go flying to see this. Just go up to a 100-story building. Go up to an 80-story building, a 40-story building, and look out at the horizon. It's going to remain flat to you because the rest of the earth is flat. And it's rising with your vision. Amen. It would curve. The higher you got, it would be even more curved. It would curve even exponentially the higher you got because you could see farther distances. And the farther distance you can see, the more the earth curves. 8 inches per mile square, remind you. So the farther you can see, the more it should curve. But as you can see by these pictures, and as you should do next time you're in a tall building, just look outside. The horizon will always remain flat no matter what level you're at because the earth is flat. Turn to Numbers chapter 22. Numbers chapter 22. So remember how I described how your face was flat and how any time the word face, whether it be talking about the sea or the land, is describing a flat surface? Look at Numbers chapter 22 and verse 31. It says, "Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angels of the Lord standing in the way, and the sword drawn in his hand, and he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face." If your face wasn't flat, he wouldn't say flat on your face, because the Bible is very literal. So he did fall flat on his face, whether he hit his nose first or not. It's still a flat surface. Whenever the Bible is talking about the face of the water, the face of the land, the face of everything, it's talking about face because it is flat. As you continue on, turn to Genesis chapter 7. Genesis 7, verse 23. Genesis chapter 7, verse 23. So if you look in Genesis 7 and verse 23, it says, "Every living substance was destroyed, which was upon the face of the ground." So it's talking about everything in the earth, right? Every living substance was on the face of the ground. So it's talking about a flat surface and every living substance being on the face of it. Both man and cattle and creeping thing and the fowl of heaven, and they were destroyed from the earth. And Noah remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. Turn to Genesis chapter 1. Actually, I'm sorry, stay in Genesis 7. Genesis 7, look in verse 18. It says, "The waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters." So the waters are increasing. Remember when there was a flood, and we're going to get into the ends of the earth and what I believe is holding the earth in. When the waters are increasing and everything is getting drowned and everybody is dying, it's talking about the face of the waters, a level-faced plane. That's how that works. When the heavens are open and a flood is coming down and the earth is being flooded up, that's how that works. It doesn't work on a globe. If you're spinning and you have these massive floods, you know, the water is going to be pulled to and which way. The moon's going to be pulling the shore back and forth. You know, you're going to have all these gravity factors coming in, and it just doesn't work when a ball is spinning, that all the water can stay on a ball, yet other things don't have to be forced down by that water. That gravity should be so intense to hold the water in that it should be able to hold you to the ground. It should be able to hold birds to the ground. Helium should not be able to rise in a helium balloon. Right. And the only reason that helium can rise in a helium balloon is because helium is less dense than air. So if you fill up a balloon which has weight and is more dense than air, it'll fall, and it has nothing in it, it'll fall to the ground. But you put enough helium in it, it spans out that balloon, makes the density of that balloon less and less as you fill it, and then at a certain point, it will start floating. But if you let out enough helium from that balloon, and the weight of the balloon matches with the helium in there, and that density matches, you'll have a balloon at equilibrium. You ever seen a balloon that is just sitting right there? That's just sitting in space? The reason for that is because of density, not gravity. So the density of inside the balloon, the density of helium is a lot less than air. It counteracted with the weight of that balloon that it matched the air perfectly. That's why it's equilibrium. That's why that balloon is not going up or down, because the density of the balloon plus the helium matched the density of the air. So it's not going up or down, it's just staying perfectly at equilibrium. That doesn't work on gravity. It should be pulling it down no matter what. It doesn't matter how much it weighs.